privatization. Stop union busting and 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 privatization. Okay, brothers and sisters, my name is Steve Zeltzer. I'm with the Transport Workers Solidarity Committee, which has initiated the call for this rally and protest this afternoon. The reason we did it is because we want to show that the Korean workers have support in the United States, that their struggle for justice, their struggle for human rights, their struggle against privatization has support in the United States and around the world. And there are going to be demonstrations in Brazil. There's going to be a demonstration tomorrow in France. This is a worldwide struggle. And as a matter of fact, their fight against privatization is not an isolated fight. Workers in the United States are fighting privatization. The speaker is Richard Chen. He's with the International Bolshevik Tendency, and he's helped build this rally. Welcome, Richard.
Let's start with a chant. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. The International Bolshevik Tendency joins this demonstration and thousands of class-conscious workers around the world to demand the immediate, unconditional release of all jailed trade unionists in South Korea, the lifting of the suspension of the 8,000 KORAIL workers, and an end to attempts to privatize the rail system. The South Korean president, Geun-hye, was elected in December 2012 with assistance from both the National Intelligence Service and the Defense Security Command. Her government wasted no time attacking the working class. She quickly declared the Korean Teachers and Educational Workers Union illegal and conducted a witch hunt against the Unified Progressive Party. In the past decade and a half, there has already been a massive transfer of state assets to private corporations. These have so far included banks, telecommunications, tobacco, iron and steel. Now the Park regime is moving to privatize the railways. South Korean workers have been striking against this privatization drive since December 7th, and the battle lines are already drawn. If they are to win, the strike must be broadened and working class support mobilized within South Korea and beyond. To win this critical fight, the workers cannot play by the boss's rules. The capitalists have been aggressive and unrestrained in their attack. They have attacked the headquarters of the KCTU with tear gas, and now they are even demanding that the unions compensate state-owned companies for losses caused by the strike. Yet so far, the rail union leaders have adopted gentle tactics, abiding by crippling legal requirements to maintain a minimum level of rail service. The rail workers must take the next step. They must break the law and shut down rail operations with an all-out strike. A firm stand is the best way to rally support from other unions and the millions of workers who will suffer if the privatization drive succeeds. Following the attack on their headquarters, the KCTU leadership has called a one-day general strike tomorrow on December 28th. To be effective, this action cannot be limited to a one-day event, but should be aimed at rallying enough support from other unions to smash the privatization drive. Capitalism will never work in the interests of the vast majority of society. Only through the collective power of the working class can we replace it with a socialist system which meets real human needs. The international Bolshevik tendency believes that the working class needs a party based on the Marxist program, a party which is internationalist, consistently defends workers at home and abroad, and upholds the best traditions of the Bolshevik party of Lenin and Trotsky. Today's demonstration in defense of South Korea's rail workers is an example of the kind of international solidarity that we need to win. We look forward to participating in larger and more militant demonstrations in the future. I'd like to close with a chant from the South Korean students. As some of you may know, they've started a campaign in support of the rail workers, putting up a lot of handwritten posters up around the city talking about the problems that they're experiencing in their lives, the alienation they're feeling, the increase in the suicide rate, and how they feel about the government attacking the rail workers. It's gone viral, and the government has been attacking it in the media, and the slogan of it is, "We are not fine." So I'd like to lead a chant on that, let the people on the inside hear. We are not fine. 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 Victory to the South Korean rail workers. Victory to the South Korean rail workers. Thanks, guys.
We are going to go into the consulate and hand them a letter of our statement of why we're out here today in solidarity with the Korean workers. And as I said, we want you to support an action on January 16th when the Korean KCTU has called for another general strike. This is going to be a long struggle, and it's not over by any means. So thank you for joining us. Hands off the Korean workers, support the general strike. Hands off the Korean workers, support the general strike. Hands off the Korean workers, support the general strike. Hands off the Korean workers, support the general strike.
I'm sorry to say, you cannot access the door. That's private property.
Well,
I know you guys have a statement you'd like to give them. If you give me a second, I will go and ask them if that's okay, if they can hand it to you.
Okay.
And I will.
Well, let me finish and responding to you. We've already notified the consulate, and they said come in and we'll accept the letter.
Okay,
So we've already done that.
Okay, that's perfectly fine then.
And I know you're probably new at doing this, but we've been around a few more years. We've been to this consulate a number of times and gone through the same thing.
Okay.
We have a demonstration outside, protest the government's policies, and then we hand them our letter.
That's fine. If they said it's okay, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So I just want to
they
make
did.
sure.
All right, George and Steve. Oh, I thought that was a latch to open it. Apparently they locked it, so. I don't know, did we look that threatening?